You've got the mouse, destroyer of childhoods!
Hey, Mickey, it's Chapik. You know, your boss. Listen, we got a problem with the new Mulan movie.
Beautiful idea, right? They pay $40 to watch it on our cheap streaming platform, and then if they don't pay, they don't get the movie anymore. Ho-ho!
No, Mickey, this is serious. Like AIDS serious. We gotta do something, man.
Right, what's this about? LGBT? Social justice warriors? Protests? What's going on?
It's worse than that, Mickey. They made it political.
Please tell me it's just one of our actors is a Trump supporter, because I can work around that.
The lead actor has shown support for the Chinese police during the 2019 Hong Kong riots.
It was really cool of you to come out here and do this. Thank you for staying 6 feet away at all times. And for wearing a mask.
But I'm a horse. Horses can't get the virus. Come to think of it, I don't even think we can carry the virus.
Look, I just need you to post a review about the movie. That's all. A normal review about the movie. You can do whatever you want to it.
They got political on you, didn't they?
Yeah, it'll give you a gift certificate to the Cracker Barrel if you pull it off, pony boy.
Alright, I'll take it from here. Hey, leave the room so I can take the mask off. I'm not gonna do the whole review with this thing on.
Oh, yeah, right, obviously.
Hello, my name is Hunter, the movie reviewing pony, because when it comes to cinema, humans cannot be trusted. And neither can that guy. He's wearing a fully insulated suit. Why do I have to wear a mask? Disney live-action remakes. Oh boy, Disney's favorite new movie formats, for some reason. Really, it's just them trying to chase the success they had with the live-action version of Beauty and the Beast. The only problem is, Beauty and the Beast actually works. Dumbo didn't work. The Lion King isn't even a live-action remake. Stop calling it one. I cannot stress this enough. It's driving me insane. Stop calling The Lion King a live-action remake. It's not a live-action remake, and if it was, I'd be very concerned. Why bother giving up the freedom and creativity of animation to switch over to live action? It's literally a step down. And critically, compared to their predecessors, these movies are weak as hell. Dumbo, for example, directed by Tim Burton. You got Danny DeVito in there. Music by Danny Elfman. This had all the pieces to be awesome, and it sucked. They redid Lady and the Tramp. I completely forgot that they did this one, but yeah, they redid Lady and the Tramp, and it was just okay. Aladdin had Will Smith playing the frickin' genie. You know what else that movie has? A 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. That puts it just 6% above Rise of Skywalker, which wasn't anyone's favorite movie either. Regardless of critical response, Disney seems committed to continuing down this path. Are we getting live-action remakes of the movies we actually want? Like Treasure Planet or Atlantis: The Lost Empire? No. Despite the fact that literally everybody wants that. Instead, we're getting The Little Mermaid, Robin Hood, Peter Pan, Bambi, Hercules, the Sword in the Stone? What the fuck? Do enough people even want that movie? Does it have enough of a following? Either way, most of these movies can't be done in live action. Bambi, live action. Yeah, I'd love to see how you're gonna pull that off. But before we do any of those, we gotta get through this pandemic first, otherwise we can't open any of the movie theaters, and there's no way that any of these movies are going to turn a profit. And believe me, Mulan has the wrong idea. Mulan came up with the brilliant idea that you have to pay $30 in order to see the movie on top of paying for your Disney Plus subscription. And if you don't pay for the Disney Plus subscription, you can't watch the movie even after you pay for it. You know who else has a similar model to that? Google Stadia. But honestly, I can't wait to get into this one. This was like watching a train wreck when it was getting ready to come out. So, let's get down to business to review Mulan. Mulan 2020, because let's remake another one. Trailers for this came out late last year, but we knew it was coming before that. We also had a number of other details, including the fact that there wouldn't be any songs in this. What? Why you gotta do me like that? Come on! No, then again, I guess it can't be worse. Oh wait, Mushu isn't in this. What? Why though? Why'd you gotta do that to my boy Mushu? Yeah, okay, Disney, not gonna lie, it's not looking good. Then, since the virus decided to kick the film industry in the nuts, all of the theaters closed, so then we find out this isn't getting a theatrical release. It's going straight to Disney Plus, and we have to pay $30 in order to watch it. And then, if we cancel our Disney Plus subscription, we can't watch the movie anymore. Though I already mentioned that before, but it's worth mentioning again. Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna lie, Disney, it's not looking good. Yeah, I said that before too, but yeah, it's worth saying again. And as if things couldn't get any worse for this poor movie. Political issues started coming up with one of the lead actors, but because Darth Mickey doesn't want me to talk about that, that's just gonna be a footnote. I've said a number of times in my previous reviews that I don't like to get political with these movies. I just want to review a movie. A movie that took a lot of people to make, I might add. And if you're gonna not throw money at a movie because of something that one person said, well, that's really petty and stupid. You should go with one of the other 10 reasons not to throw money at this movie. Because there's a lot of reasons, actually, to not throw money at this movie. $30? Are you insane? Which is really disheartening, because Disney actually needs this movie to be good. In fact, the future of their live-action remakes might be riding on this movie. And the future's not looking very good, with a budget of $200 million and box office results that only yielded them $5.9 million. That and the movie wasn't very good. This is a movie that pisses me off for a lot of reasons. Barren scenery, characters that are like cardboard cutouts, some of the cheesiest fight choreography I've seen in years, pulling out a ton of stuff that was in the original, it's just gone. What the hell was going on over at Disney Studios when this mistake happened? It doesn't play itself off like its 1998 counterpart. The tone here is a lot darker, but that doesn't do the movie any favors whatsoever. You see, one of the biggest problems with this movie is its complete and utter lack of sufficient character development. Disney decided to focus heavily on visual spectacle rather than any amount of character development that would actually get us invested in these characters. The great mountain scenery and landscapes in this movie might look beautiful at first, but after a while, it just makes the movie feel really empty. And these two factors go hand in hand to help bring the movie down and make it just this bland, unenjoyable experience. Probably the most jarring thing about this remake is that certain things from the original are missing, i.e., every single song. They have two different versions of reflections playing over the credits, but that's it. That's the only hint of any musical numbers we have from the original. Mushu isn't in this either. They took out my boy Mushu, who was a really good source of comic relief in the original. The only problem there is this movie doesn't want to be funny, even when it's trying to be funny. As a result, when this movie is trying to be funny, it's not funny. Mushu's been replaced by a stupid bird that shows up like twice and helps like one of those times. And for some reason, our villain in this one is a shape-shifting witch, which was definitely not in the original. She's such a garbage character, though. Oh, she betrays the main villain at the drop of a hat. Oh, God, it's... I don't know why she's here. Now, granted, this movie is actually closer to the original story, but I'm pretty sure the original story was able to come up with way more compelling characters than this. 'Cause this... You could probably replace every character in this movie with a cardboard cutout from the original animated movie, and they'd probably be more compelling characters. Oh, except for Shang. We gotta leave Shang out because Shang isn't in this one either. Oh God, Mulan 2020, it's not looking good. Every character in this movie is so bland, and they don't take the time to sit down and develop any of these characters, at least to any significant degree that would make them memorable. I know maybe 2 names from this movie, and one of them is Mulan. Just all of these characters are so damn forgettable. It doesn't help that I haven't seen Mulan in a really, really long time, so I barely remember the movie. But that just goes to show how unfaithful this remake actually is. Most of the effort in this movie went into visual spectacle, and you can tell that they put a lot of work into it. Every scene in this movie is beautifully, beautifully crafted, but after a while, it just takes away from the movie. And by a while, I mean, like, really, really quickly. Because while most of the effort went into making this movie a visually stunning experience, they didn't put any effort into making it any other kind of experience. Not even... And this one really pisses me off for some reason. Normally it shouldn't, but this time particularly it does. They didn't even try to make this a movie about strong, independent female characters. This is the one time I was gonna give this a pass. This is the one time where a movie had all of the right pieces to have a strong, independent female coming-of-age story, and they didn't do any of that. Mulan is like Disney's original strong, independent female character. Not any of those other girls, no, it was Mulan. That was the first true, strong, independent female Disney character. And in a world where Disney is trying to be as woke as possible, this is the one movie where they decided not to be woke. Disney, are you okay? Do you need a minute? Please make more Owl House? I know it sounds hypocritical of me, but Disney has been cramming the strong, independent female trope so far down our throat, and the one time I expect them to do it extremely heavily and actually do it good for once, because they have all the components needed to actually do it good, they don't do it at all. This film likes to take the Marvel approach to storytelling. Only when Marvel does it, it works. It doesn't work here. You see, we like those characters, whereas this movie doesn't have any characters. It's about the over-the-top fight sequences. And the fights speak for themselves, despite the fact that I don't think there's a single drop of blood in this movie. Which is weird, because there's a lot of violence in this movie, especially towards the second half. I get that putting blood in your movie constitutes a higher rating, but come on. This could have been at least a decent movie about ancient Chinese warfare with a strong independent female lead, but you couldn't even do that right. There's just way too much wall running in this movie. It's like everybody's playing Titanfall. Actually, walls are like a recurring theme for me in this movie. How are they able to run up a straight wall? How can they wall run for this long? Where the hell is the Great Wall of China because it was such a big deal in the original? This movie loves walls more than Donald Trump. Except the Great Wall. Seriously, why is the Great Wall not in this? There's plenty of talk about the Silk Road. But to be fair, I don't think kids are gonna really know what that is. I think that brings up one more good point. Is this a kids movie? Probably not, actually. And that's where this movie gets failing marks across the board. I would not label this as a kids movie. It's boring, it's dull, it's a crawl to get through. All these characters are so damn bad. This movie's more forgettable than Pocahontas. Oh yeah, I said it. Pocahontas is one of Disney's most forgettable movies in the universe. If I get 500 videos sent to me of people blindfolded perfectly reciting the lyrics to Just Around the River Bend, I will admit that I'm wrong. But for now, we're talking about Mulan. All you had to do was make a culturally correct live-action version of Mulan. A movie that came out 22 years ago that you made, Disney. Why was this so hard for you? What's good? Well, from a visual standpoint, this movie is fucking phenomenal. Fantastic fucking costume design. The makeup department went overboard. From a scenic standpoint, this movie excels. Almost every single fucking shot in this movie is fantastic from a visual perspective. This movie sure as shit had an artistic vision, and clearly they accomplished that artistic vision. The only thing from a visual standpoint that this movie tends to struggle with is when the fight choreography switches over to CG, because damn, it is fake looking, almost to comedic levels. Seriously, I shit you not, during the screening of this movie, there were multiple instances where I just blurred out audibly, damn, that was fake looking. Which is a thing I actually say all the time when the effects are cheap. Performance-wise, and I'm grading on a curve here, performance-wise, this movie is fantastic as well, even though every single character needs to play basically a block of wood. In terms of having no personality, all of the actors in this movie excel at having no personality. Unlike their soundtrack, which has a ton of personality. Granted, it doesn't hold a candle to what the original had with its full orchestral score and its amazing song and dance numbers, but it's passable. This movie is also closer to the original story, which you can either love that or you can hate that, depending on how much you like the original. But you know what? None of this is enough to bring it into the realm of what I would actually consider good. Especially since I paid $30 for this thing on top of a Disney Plus subscription. Is it in the realm of my last review, Artemis Fowl? No, it's not quite there. It's above that by a fair margin, but still though. Disney, my boy, my buddy, you gotta get your shit together, because my final verdict on this movie is a 4.9. Almost painfully average movie. This movie is a big ol' hodgepodge of wasted potential, cardboard cutout characters, and scenery that, quite frankly, makes me think that this whole movie takes place in the Sahara Desert. I know I said the scenery was great, but after a while, it does make the movie feel really, really empty, albeit beautiful. This movie likes to talk a lot about honor and dishonor, And quite frankly, I think this movie should take a great big long look in the mirror. Because this movie isn't honorable. It's dishonorable. It brings dishonor to itself, the original, and everything to do with Mulan, including Mulan 2, which I never saw, but it still brings dishonor to it regardless. It's an extremely visually impressive movie, but you peel that back, and you're left with basically nothing. I can only hope that this is the last Disney live-action remake, because their reputation and faithfulness to their original source material is a fucking joke. My advice, don't pay $30 for this. Please, don't pay $30 for this. Just wait for it to become free on Disney+. Then you get it along with everything else on Disney+. And I was just gonna tell you not to see it because they took all the songs out. No, we had to pile a whole bunch of crap on top of that, didn't we? Oh, Disney, get your shit together. My name is Hunter, and this has been a Hunter Review. I would actually like to dedicate this review to my dear old dog. This was the last review I worked on while he was still alive. He finally passed at the ripe old age of 15. This right here, this is my favorite picture of him. This is him in 2014. Cooper, you are a pal for life, and I am going to miss the hell out of you. I would also like to thank our very generous patrons, Cynthia Clare, Tribal Typhoon, Craig Premium, Pytaro, Miss Samantha, John Lyons, and Mustang Drew 4. If you guys want to be thanked at the end of all these videos, consider a $1 pledge over on the Headhunter Productions Patreon. It helps. It really helps. It actually helps us get these videos done a lot quicker. And with Oktoberfest coming up, we're gonna need that now more than ever. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here's some credits.
There once was a guy who created a machine, a thing that would take people to and from some other world. And when he arrived, he had run into a pony who smiled and decided that they both should go see a film. When that movie sucked, they decided to join forces, and then they created a new show called Hunter Reviews.